guys, the Bears Fan 06 here, and today I have for you a giant fusion video. Super fusion video, that is. I believe I have one epic fusion we can do. Let's take a look and see if that's the case. Yep, I have this one. Let's get them fused up. Hopefully we can do this Voxite video soon. I'm excited to do that. I'm waiting until I get exactly 500, so exciting. I can't believe I never got one of those during the dungeon. Insane. That's crazy talk. 457. Okay, I'm not as close as I thought. Maybe during Siege? I can buy them? How much are they? I need 43. I don't think I want to buy them. That seems expensive. 8,600? Heck no. You guys are just going to have to wait. But fusion, I get asked quite often what I super fuse my guys with. You can always check these videos out. These videos also serve as a somewhat nice tutorial to help out some players that are trying to learn how to fuse. Let's start off with the Witch Guru. Let's do that. She is amazing single target guru. She's the strongest one out there now. So let's go ahead and super fuse. And what we're using is actually at the top, which is awesome. I probably should be saving these for the heal all guy. I'll just have to get 3 more. So, Wisdom. Bam. Look at that jump. 479 each. I'm excited. Super excited. Let's get this show on the road. So if you don't know already, the super fuse, the fighter you're fusing either has to be a rare or epic. It has to be self-fused 5 out of 5, and it has to be at its max level for it to qualify for you to super fuse it. You can super fuse up to 3 into one fighter. And you can overwrite the super fusion if you choose once you have the 3 maxed out. So we're going to go ahead and do all 3 here. And then we got 3 legendary super fusions that we're going to do. But I wanted to get my witch done. She's super cool looking. I'm excited to use her here eventually. I don't use my gurus too often. I eventually will use them in the guru dungeon. And I'm sure she will help me out quite a bit, which I'm excited for. I don't know if I'm going to sell one of my other gurus that I currently have. I kind of have a few I could sell. A couple, but I think I'm just gonna hang on to them, try to get some stock up on some better fighters for these dungeons that when they come up, so I can complete more mission 15s because I make quite a bit of bitters off of those dungeons. Alright, so she is done. Let's make sure during my talking I didn't screw up somehow. And they're all wisdom. Okay, they're all wisdom. Good. The next one. Who should we do next? Let's do the Yeti. We'll do this one up here. This one is going to be my my defensive slash bulk Yeti. Well, not really defensive. He's going to be bulk Yeti. I am super fusing him with HP. That's this one. We are going to use 2 Nabus, 2 Afro Crocs, and we'll be using 1 Polar Bear. So 617. Let me backtrack though first quick to the Witch. If you're wanting on pricing, Jinax at level 80, at 80 is roughly anywhere from 20 to 30 bitters. I averaged out the pricing that I spend about 25 each. So the first super fusion cost me roughly 75 bitters. This one's going to cost me roughly 160, about 40 for each Afro Croc, which is what I'm using right now. So let's pump up the volume here, get his HP up. Oh, I think I'm going to get him over 10,000. Yes. I'm pretty sure he's going over 10,000. All right. Boost to boost. Let's find the next one. Where is he? Who's he going to numb on this time? No. Alright. First one we find. Come on. The past one? There's the Polar Bear. I guess we're doing the Polar Bear next. Polar Bear is roughly about 80. To be honest with you, I should sell a Polar Bear and get another Afro Croc and save 40 bitters. Now that I think about that, that might not be a bad idea. Let's take a look real quick. Alright, so another Afro Croc at 617. Let's do that. Polar Bear wasn't too much more. Let me go check, see if there's any more Afro Crocs available. It's barely any extra HP for 40 bitters, which is quite a lot. I mean, it'd be nice just to save a little bit of bitters if I could. I know I got a lot, according to most of you guys, but I get a lot because I also save a lot, scrimp and scrounge and cut corners when I can. 673 versus 617, so that's a difference of 56. Let me see if there's any Crocs available, because I think I might want to save 40 bitters for 56 HP. Yep, so that's what I did. There was one out for 44 that level 80, so I went with that. Just because I'm not gonna wait. 4 bitters, not a big deal. The polar bear, I saw someone had up for 60, but it wasn't fully leveled. I possibly could get 80 because it's fully leveled. That would maybe be stretching it, but I can still at least save. I can at least make more bitters off of it than what I spent for sure. So it's a very little difference in HP, and I'm still going to get over 10,000, which I'm happy with. So cut some corners, save some bitters is what I'm talking about. So we're going to go with 3 Afro Crocs. Afro Crocs, 617 for 40 bitters. I mean, to me, that's great. I don't use HP too often, but 40 bitters for something that high, that's good in my opinion. It's good in my books. So using 3 Afro Crocs. One I got a while ago from a trade. I used to use them. I haven't used them in months, so I'm getting rid of them. It's not a big deal to me. So not a huge loss. I did enjoy him while I had him. He was a defensive beast. He's been replaced by my other legendaries and other stronger fighters. So we got our Yeti done. This is the first one. This is my bulk Yeti. He's going to be like in my defensive line to help withstand preempt attacks when I do PvP. He's my bulk dude. This Yeti is be my smash attack one. He's going to have some bulk to him. And he's also going to smack you and hit you kind of hard. That's what this one's for. What are we using for him? I'm using Ego. Let me find the thing here. Unfortunately, a defender quit the game on us, which is always disappointing. I hate to see you guys go. Before he left, though, he offered to give me his account, well, his fighters in his account. So he gave me a lot of fighters. His Ego guy, I told him I was going to use him for my super fused attack. So I greatly appreciate it. Let me find his name here. Well, unfortunately, I don't have his name. I talked to him through Text Plus, and I get so many wall messages a day. I can't find it in my wall. But thank you so much. I don't know if he's even watching the videos anymore, but thank you for donating the fighters you had and donating one of the fighters being one I'm using in the Super Fuse. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks again. So let's get on here with the attack. So 423, it's not as high as it could be. I did have some other ones that I noticed afterwards, that fighters that I don't use anymore that I could have used that had slightly higher. But I'm going to honor my word. I told him I would use his fighter in my Super Fusion, and that's what we're going to stick with. Something I said I'd do, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Next one we are going to use is... Where is it? I could use Mano, but I'm not going to. I am going to use Zubin. I don't really use him anymore. And he has a lot of attack, so I decided to use him. This Super Fusion is going to roughly cost me only about 85 bitters, which is nice. So save quite a bit there. Like I said, the last Yeti cost me 160 and the Witch cost me 75. This one's about 85, so it's not a fortune. And it really didn't cost me really anything out of pocket. I'm just saying if you would buy these fighters, it would cost you that amount roughly. So let's go ahead and get this one. And the last one is another fighter I've had for quite some time that I'm finally just getting around to Super Fuse. Even in dungeons, those fighters I barely ever use, so that's why it's not a big deal. And I backed out by accident. Fuse? Super. Let's go down to... we are looking for a water guy. Now, I know you're saying I struggled in water, and I'm using a water guy, but this water guy is not very good other than his attack. Thus, I am going to fuse him and get rid of him. There he is. Lemon Car, something like that. 468. So we're going to end with 7301 attack, which I'm happy with. Yes! And then we have one more to go, and this one's the expensive one, about 150 bitters. And luckily, the only reason it wasn't so expensive because the fighters they used are still fairly new, which makes them cheaper. And they're very, very good fodder. And as you expected, who we are super fusing is none other than Dread. Dread might have taken over as my favorite character, to be honest. I love his animation for his attack. He's cool looking. Like a few people said, he kind of reminds you of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He is an amazing fighter. He is super strong. He is awesome. Just gonna go out there and say it. He's awesome. First, what we are doing is I am doing 1 agility. Reason why is 1 agility at 682 for Burnham. He roughly cost me 50 bitters. He was already fully leveled, and this makes him faster than almost all the legendary champions, all the strong champions, except for Phil's. If I would use another one, yes, he'd be faster than Phil's, but there's no point in using 2 agilities just to beat out one fighter when I can just use someone else to beat him out, typically. But I'm going to use 1 on Dread just to give him enough agility to outspeed quite a few fighters that I would come up against. So first one is burn him, and we're going to boost up his agility. He already has a massive amount of attack. I know a lot of people aren't even boosting his attack because it's already so high, but especially with an item on there. I want him to really just smash like a truck and just to kill anything he comes up against. So we got the first one here. Go to Super. The next 2 we are going to use is Toran. We are going to do both. This guy's roughly 50 bitters as well. He has 590 attack, which is awesome. Not very expensive, which is great right now. He will be going up in price shortly, I imagine. Over time, as people keep using him as fodder, they'll become less and less, and they'll be more expensive. Typically, how fodder happens is it lasts for so long until everyone eats them up, and then once they're all eaten up, they're expensive, and then people move on to the newest one that came out from a dungeon. Best thing about dungeons is, the reason why dungeons probably still exist is to help release superfuse fodder, to be honest, and also for new and free players, so they actually play the game and not just leave. But this is our last one. It's a shame. It would have been nice to get him to 10,000 attack. I probably could have. I'd have bought super high-end fodder. I'm not a huge... I really don't care if I have the best of the best for that fighter. I really just don't care. I basically want them to be decent to good without spending me a ton of money on them. Because as we can see, a lot of fighters just get replaced down the road. There's no point in spending $100 per fodder using 300 bitters on a fighter that potentially you're going to replace in a month or a couple months. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Super Fusion. If you're curious what you should fuse with your fighters, good start here if you have any of those. So we got our Super Beastly Dread now, who's going to smash like a tank. We have our nice defensive Yeti, who can take quite a few hits with over 10,000 life. I wish it would at least release a life item. That'd be nice. Or, yeah, life gear item. That'd be great. But there hasn't... I don't even know if there is any in general, or just hasn't been any in a long time. Because I don't have any. And next we have our attacking Yeti, which has actually more attack than HP, which is awesome. So that's it, guys, for this video. We also had the witch, but she's off somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out my current contests that I have going on. There should be at least one going on when this video goes up. So don't forget to check that out. Put your name in there, and you could be the winner. Thanks again, guys.